Let us welcome the seventh speaker. The seventh speaker is Mr. Yuichi Toida from Kyoto University. He will deliver his speech under the title of Putting Children First. Putting Children First. Mr. Toida, please come up to the stage and set our clock forward.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, and distinguished judges. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On April 4th, 2003, in front of my house, my father was sitting in the driver's seat in his car. I was 6 years old and watching his gloomy look. He started the engine, and I was running off his car as if to see him off, who would, of course, come home for dinner. But he didn't. He didn't come home for days, for weeks, and for months. I realized that I got separated from my father by the divorce. How would you feel if you had to separate from your father or mother? Actually, many children have such painful experiences because of their parents' divorce. Today, I'd like to talk about parent-child relationship after divorce. Of course, I understand everyone here hopes to create a happy family without divorce. In reality, however, 1 out of 3 couples gets divorced in Japan, according to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. We cannot deny the possibility of facing divorce in the future. Therefore, I want each of you, as a parent or a future parent, to keep in mind the importance of putting your children first. In Japan, children tend to be separated from one parent after their divorce. According to the survey conducted by the ministry, over half of children in a motherless or fatherless family cannot meet and contact their other parent. Can you imagine what happens to these children? And Aki Aoki, a professor of Taisho University, says they feel less positive about themselves. That's because they cannot fully feel that they're cherished by their parents. They feel that they're not worthy of their parents' love and lose their self-confidence. In my case, every time my classmates were cheerfully talking about their father, I asked myself, did Dad abandon me? Did he leave me because he was bad? I strongly felt I was a worthless self for him. I blamed myself over and over again and concluded I was the very reason why my father no longer loved me. Now, you might wonder why parents cannot keep the parent-child relationship. This is because parents have more negative feelings than you would expect, even though they love their children. If you were determined to get divorced after many long and intense quarrels, you would have a bad impression and hatred toward an ex-spouse. In this situation, could you let him or her meet your pretty child without any hesitation? Because of their own negative feelings, parents keep their ex-spouses away, not only from themselves, but also from their children. The parents unconsciously put their own feelings first on their list of priorities. You might not want to hear this, but we could be like them in the future. It's natural that parents have their conflicts, but should they ignore their children's feelings? Children are innocent. They're not responsible. Just because parents cannot love their partner anymore, they should not break off the parent-child relationship. Some parents worry that meeting their ex-spouses could have a bad influence on their children. but actually, it does have positive effects on children's emotions. Osaka Family Court says that through the meeting with parents, children can regain their confidence and a sense of security, which becomes a big power for them to guide their life. I also realized that at the age of 16, it was a pleasant day during summer vacation. Since my mother suddenly suggested that I would meet my father, we were waiting for him at a restaurant. My heart was beating faster and faster. Then, one man welcomed me with his side smile. He said the exactly same thing as I thought. As I approached here, my heart was beating faster and faster. I felt so close to him, and I was convinced that he was definitely my father. During the lunch, he was listening to me calmly and delightfully. After that, we took our picture together. When he stood by me with his shy smile, I realized I had my own father who had loved me ever and would love me forever. Now I can text him whenever I want and constantly reminded that he loves me. By meeting their parents, children can strongly feel that they are loved and cherished by both of their parents. Isn't it a great happiness for children? To carry out the meeting, our awareness is important. If we, future parents, are aware that children need both parents' love, we'll put our children first. I once asked my mother why she had suggested a meeting. She said, at first, I didn't want to even mention him, but I came to think, what if something happened to me and I died earlier? I wanted you to depend on your father, and I also wanted you to feel that he had never abandoned you. She changed her awareness and rearranged her list of priorities. If you get divorced in the future, you probably hesitate to carry out the meeting. But please remember, both parents' love is indispensable for your children. I want you to keep my words in mind so that you can put your children first and keep the parent-child relationship. Last July, I sent my father the movie on my speech. He replied, I watched your speech. I felt as if it was a dream. I'm always supporting you. With its kind support, I can confidently stand on this stage. Put children first. Protect their happiness. I hope all of our children can take a step toward their future with great relief and strong confidence. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Toida. Then we would like, Mr. Fisher, please start the questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toida. Nice
Thank you.
speech. It is commonly known that the divorce rate in Japan is rising, not only in Japan, but pretty much everywhere, really, but certainly in Japan. Can you explain why more and more people get divorced?
I think that one of the factor is the economic factor. These days men are sometimes fired and they don't have enough room to take care of men in terms of money. So that's one of the factors in Japan.
What can the Japanese government do to help divorced family, including the children of divorced family?
Well, actually, the Japanese government, recently the Japanese government revised the law that about the meeting that I mentioned in my speech. It means that when couples divorce, they have to check the check the divorced paper sheet, whether they decide about meeting or not. But just check, so they can get divorced even if they don't decide about meeting. So yeah, that's one of the what the Japanese government do.
You said that putting children's happiness first is the most important
Yes.
thing. Can you be specific and tell us examples of what divorced parents, mother and fathers, can do to put their children's happiness first? Specific examples.
Specific examples. Specific example. Well, what I mean in my speech about putting children first is to overcome the parents' feelings and carry out the meeting. So I want parents to carry out the meeting as often as possible to put children first and respect children's feelings. Yes.
In Japan, most children of divorced families stay with their mothers. We're talking
yes.
like about 90 or 95%.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think is the best arrangement? This is your opinion. Staying with your mother, staying with your father, or 50-50?
Well, I think it doesn't matter whether it's okay children stay with mother and stay with father, but the important thing is that even if they live apart, to connect them by meeting. Yeah, that's the important thing. Yeah.
How often do you meet your father?
Actually, recently I cannot meet my father because he lives we live very apart. Now I'm the university student, but he lives apart and working. But I can feel close to him by using cell phone or telling them about my daily university life. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Busher and Mr. Toida.